Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we are looking at Tales of the New Teen Titans #2, starring Raven, featuring her origin story. This amazing miniseries from 1982. The height of Teen Titans fever. I love this. One of my favorite miniseries of all time. Can't wait to show it to you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. I'm a huge George Pérez fan. He's probably one of the biggest reasons I love comic books. One of my biggest inspiration as an aspiring comic book artist myself at a very young age. My brother's friend called me a Pérez clone, and of course, I loved it. And don't draw anything like the man anymore, unfortunately. But there's one and only George Pérez, and this is just so beautiful. I remember being so excited to have discovered this. I came onto the Teen Titans with issue like number 30, the one where Tara joins the Titans, because oh my god, wow, like that cover blew me away. And it was just over after that, like a Perez file for the rest of my life. Follow him anywhere, any book, anytime. God bless you, George Pérez. His detail, his line work, I especially love when he inks himself. He is definitely one of those artists. He came onto the scene with just like raw potential and just like all the basic blocks of becoming a great comic book artist, and just like improved by leaps and bounds in style and detail over the years. And just consistently gave us stuff like this. I just love so many things about this. I love the color holds. I think it's great. Like, obviously, it would be way too busy if you colored all this, but it's basically giving us Raven's whole origin, Trigon, her demon lord father, and, her mother being wooed by him, let's say. And Azareth, her, like, the religious weird planet that she's from, the cult of Azar. I love Perez Rebel. Like, it's definitely, George Pérez and John Byrne are compared a lot, and I think they're their own, great artists in their own right, but there are certain things that they're both so good at that I think it's hard not to compare them. Like, Perez Rebel is amazing. Byrne Rebel is amazing, for example. I just love this. Like, Perez's ability to like tell a story within a page is just like so amazing. It's so exciting to see all these like titles popping out for like nostalgia, like that Justice League logo, Superboy, Swamp Thing. I love that Wonder Woman logo. Anyway, so this is like George Pérez, just because he's so lazy and such a slouch. He's doing the monthly Titans book, and then he and Marv Wolfman on the side do this miniseries, a 4-issue miniseries, to spotlight the 4 members of the team who either were created new for their relaunch of the New Teen Titans, or had not been part of the team, which is basically Changeling, to show their origin and, whatever. I wish they would have done a sequel. I mean, whatever. I wish they would have just stayed on the Teen Titans forever. That would have been freaking amazing. But, I would have loved to seen them give the other half of the team the same treatment. And I think that might have been the plan. Because then they could have done, Robin, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash. I guess there was no 4th one, but maybe Aqualad or something. Anyway, there's, and I was thinking about this earlier, looking at some John Byrne art, and just to compare them once again. And they both have, like, Kirby influences. They both have, like, classic comic book influences. Like, look at all these Kirby dots in the background. I mean, that's definitely Kirby influence. But the point I was getting to is that George Pérez and John Byrne both draw really, I think, unintentionally hot men. Like, I mean, come on, Trigon could just, like, walk into any leather bar in that outfit right there. Totally. I love Perez's storytelling. I love his use. Like, this is signature Pérez here, using these sort of long vertical panels. I think in a lot of ways it's interesting because he has such a classic superhero look, but he has such a deft eye for like cinematography and camera angles and direction and acting. And he is an actor, so maybe that informs the way he tells a story in comic books as well. I mean, he is also a very great writer. I mean, who could forget his amazing Wonder Woman, right? I mean, I'm loving all of this. This is so cool. But too bad, poor Raven. I mean, they're camping. Oh, I wanted to say, so we got Marv Wolfman and George Pérez, as it should be. Pablo Marcos, inker. I like Pablo Marcos inking. I feel like he inked New Teen Titans Annual 3, and it was very heavy. And I think it's a little better here. I'm just gonna say I like it. I mean, I always prefer Perez to ink himself, but I think this kind of stands up to what Romeo Tang Holland he did. I perhaps prefer Romeo a little bit more. Ben O'Dell, letterer, Adrian Roy, colorist, and Len Wein, editor. This is something I remember just like, you know, trying to learn how to draw and always being copying Perez and stuff, and so many things that I would pick up from his art, like this sort of outline of the eyebrows. But, you know, John Byrne did something similar to that with Phoenix and the X-Men. And I'm not saying they copied each other per se, or one swiped the other, but I think artists do that all the time. You know, even admittedly, like, you know, you see an artist draw something cool and you incorporate it and picking up tricks from other artists. You know, like the Kirby dots. I thought they were Perez dots. You know, I didn't know that he got them from Kirby because I didn't know Kirby. But I always loved like these sort of smaller panels with the action lines coming out. Like, it's such a great dramatic effect. And the team looks cool. They're on a camping trip. And Raven has a nightmare, and so she starts telling them her origin. I mean, a little, well, and whatever, it is what it is, but poor Raven, you know, the child of, I don't know, Trigon and Arella. It's complicated. That's a cool panel. I love it. Like, oh my God, what a great silhouette there. See, that's what I love. And maybe, you know, Perez is maybe doing a little bit looser pencils since he is working on the monthly book. But, I mean, I guess if that's looser pencils, what the hell, right? I mean, what a master of his craft. What a great legacy to have left behind, and just, like, thousands and thousands of gorgeous pages. Like, I used to love this so much. That was one of the things that I immediately noticed about Perez's art, is, like, those lines. Like, I see a panel of Robin with that around its head in my head. And I just love Perez's storytelling and just, like, obviously everything. Azar, questionable cult leader. Very Kirby going on here. It's funny because, you know, I feel like, you know, Perez definitely had like was going for a Marvel house style that they strove for, which was kind of based on Kirby, because they thought it would, you know, be their brand and sell their books and whatnot. And then, I mean, Perez just really came into his own so much. I remember getting the Inhumans miniseries, like all 7 issues. Maybe it wasn't a miniseries, maybe it just got canceled. But it was like pre-Perez Titans, pre-Titans, and like before his art really evolved. And I remember thinking how horrible and ugly it was. But now I have a huge love and reverence for it, but it's just kind of shocking going back. Like, because Perez is definitely one of those artists, and there are several artists like that. I mean, that's what I appreciate about the era. Look at this beautiful, like, oh my God, like so much great storytelling and imagery going on, and just the way he carries your eye across the page. It's just truly beautiful. And I believe that Perez and Wolfman worked in very much like a Marvel style, like they would discuss the beats of the book, what need to happen, but a lot of this is just kind of Perez just going nuts on his own. See, this is a little heavy-handed for Perez with this super thick outline. Pablo Marcos. I guess it must be his kind of signature. And maybe that's where I get it. Oh my God, I hate, like, line weight is be the death of me. Very heavy. But I don't know, it's kind of appealing to me at the same time. Kind of like an Aiken and Garvey kind of thing. I always loved Raven meditating. I was so enamored with Raven. I just thought she was so cool, and I loved her character so much. And like, I wanted to be a vegetarian because she was a vegetarian. It didn't happen until later, and it wasn't because of her. And then I got drunk with my friend Rita and ate chicken wings and blew it. So, oh well, a decade of vegetarianism drowned the drain for some wings. There are worse things I could do than eat a wing or two. I mean, that is so badass. See, that is kind of rare right here. I just realized that, you know, Perez is barely ever gives us like these, like a two-panel page, and wow, like totally makes me wish he would have done a lot more of that. But he was very, like, you know, concerned with the economy of the storytelling and everything like that, and that really was his strength. But I mean, come on, that is such a beautiful page right there. I love that. Let me tell you, my soul self is coming out. I just loved everything about Raven. I thought she was such a cool character. Such a fun miniseries. And what a gorgeous pinup. Like, that should have been the cover. Although, I'll take it as the pinup. So striking, so beautiful. I just love everything about the design of Raven. Her earrings, her buttons. Very interesting to note about Raven's costume, because Perez always likes to throw in a little asymmetry. But there is none here. If you think about it, like Cyborg, well, obviously he's the epitome of asymmetry with his head and everything, but Starfire with her one band, Harbinger, anyway. But he likes to include metallic elements and stuff, and just like, this has like all of Perez's strengths going on, the Kirby dots, the rubble, the magic. I just love it. It's so beautiful. And what a great face. Anyway, that was Raven, Tales of the Teen Titans, number 2 from 1982. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Share my content, and I'll bring you some more later.